My world has just opened back up again. So what does that mean? I
Hi, I'm Dr. V. Boykin, a former single mom, stripper, felon, now a doctor, keynote speaker, and author of Fix Your Face and Watch Your Tone. I help marginalized communities achieve a more equitable personal and professional experience. I was on a website for my local neighborhood, and I came across this post that I found so interesting, and it said, "I voted for a felon, and I am proud that he is now my president." And this was a bit jarring to me because my first thought was like, what? How in the world are we now combining the word felon and proud and elected official and elected to president, no less? And it hit me. And I was like, this just can't be an actual statement from someone that apparently isn't a felon, is someone that voted for Donald Trump, is based on the neighborhood, affluent and successful. How times have changed, because I faced so much criticism and rejection from positions and roles because of my felony conviction. And since I know that as a country, we have decided we will believe women when they say that they've been sexually assaulted, that will be our default. And then we will examine the facts to see if that's not true. But we're starting from a place of belief. I knew that this is also a person that arguably is okay with the fact that this is a violent felon. So here's some interesting statistics to set the stage and context for this discussion. Black Americans are incarcerated at a rate 5 times that of their white counterparts. American Indians are incarcerated at a rate of 4.2% higher or times than their white counterparts. Latinx people are incarcerated at 2.5 times a higher rate than white people. And Black and Hispanic people make up 33% of the U.S. population, but 56% of the incarcerated population. Just take a moment for that to digest. And in some states, Black people are 9 times more likely than white people to be incarcerated. They are incarcerated at a rate 9 times higher than their white counterparts. And these states are California, Connecticut, Iowa, Minnesota, New Jersey, Maine, and Wisconsin. So what happens now? And I think it's very interesting because my first thought is, if we can have a felon, a violent felon, or someone that has been convicted of a violent crime in the highest elected position in the United States, we should be absolutely removing from all job applications, have you been convicted of a felony? That question should no longer exist on job applications. And we should now welcome and equally interview felons as non-felons in positions working at banks. Of course. If you can be president, you can work at a bank. Daycare centers? Of course. Schools? Of course. Nursing homes? Of course. Hospitals? Of course. State jobs? Federal jobs? CEO positions? My world has just opened back up again. And I definitely should be able to live anywhere I want to live and can afford to live, because have you been convicted of a felony should also come off job applications, because if we trust a felon in the White House, we should definitely trust them as our neighbor. So basically, that means that all BIPOC individuals, Black, Indigenous, people of color, should now have carte blanche to equal access to employment, lodging, and experiences in the United States. That means that those of us that have been over-sentenced and over-incarcerated and over-profiled should now be entering the stage of a level playing field. While your conviction is pending or your sentence is pending or after it, wherever you are in the process, you now should have equal access to those jobs. And I no longer want to hear anyone ask, have you been convicted of a felony? That should no longer be a barrier to entry. That's what the American people have signaled they are okay with. And that's one part that I applaud. As someone who definitely considers themselves rehabilitated and no danger to society, and in fact a benefit to society, I am excited to have equal access. And if that somehow strikes you as wrong, then you're going to have to explain your vote to me. Because we're believing women, so it can't be that you don't believe it. We're believing our court systems. Otherwise, you're just right back in the loop of, well, convicted felons may or may not have actually done anything. Therefore, we should still welcome them. And you're ready to see me in charge of money, in charge of children, in charge of all sorts of things. Thumbs up to that. It's time for felons to be welcomed back into the workforce, welcomed back into neighborhoods, welcomed back to be your neighbor, and respected and treated with the same amount of dignity and respect as the highest elected official in the United States. There's always a silver lining. If you liked or learned from this content, please subscribe or comment below and be part of spreading the word and helping grow my channel.